Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's go ahead and see what is coming up for us this week. I have a different setup here, and this is in order to stop my cards from moving because I always feel like I'm struggling with my cards. And this definitely does work for us for the daily readings. Okay, so let me pull 9 cards and see what energies will be around us for this week. So one more card, and I feel guided to the front. Okay, so the first card is the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the Emperor, the Page of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the Lovers. Oh God, here we go again with with a love reading and the general reading. Okay, next card, King of Swords, 7 of Swords, and the Fool. Okay, so give me a moment to look these over and tie everything together. Okay, so we start off the reading with the Knight of Cups. The Knights represent change and a lot of movement. This is a suit of water, so that this generally means some type of like change in your emotional life. This card is, I always say this is like a knight in shining armor. This card is something kind of being offered to you. Love, a relationship, a date, if you're lucky, a marriage proposal. And we do have the Lovers in this reading, which is interesting. We have the Lovers. So I feel like there is, for a lot of you, there is the possibility of either you connecting with someone who has potential to be your life partner, or you just kind of meeting somebody new. But there's more going on in this reading than that. We have the 8 of Cups here. So it's interesting that something's being offered to you here. It's a new emotional experience, a new relationship, a date, or marriage. But first you have to turn your back on something or someone. The 8 of Cups, it represents you not feeling connected emotionally to something anymore. You have to walk away. You have to say goodbye. This just means that something that once made you happy is no longer making you happy. So I feel like something new is being offered to you, but you're really going to have to be strong and walk away. And I feel like this is going to be extremely challenging. We have the Emperor here, so this definitely fits in with the messages that we just got from those cards. The Emperor is all about strength. He's all about stability. He's about being in control of his life, being an authority figure. So I feel like we have to be really grounded when facing this situation. For those of you that are, perhaps there's someone new coming into your life, you have to feel that your life is in your hands. If you're letting someone else make you feel guilty or trapped in a relationship, it might even kind of be a job. I mean, it is a Knight of Cups, but for some of you, it might be something else besides your love life. I feel like you have to feel like your life is in your hands. You have to feel that you are in control of your own life. This is all about being in control. So I feel like this is what's going to help you to make this difficult decision here from the 8 of Cups. It's just kind of feeling that you can do whatever you want with your own life. If you can do that, there's a lot of excitement here. The Page of Wands. Sometimes this represents a message that you get, and it is lined up here with the Knight of Cups. It could be that you receive a message. It could be a phone call, an email, a text message. Someone comes to visit you that really kind of excites you. It fires you up. This is something completely unexpected. Perhaps, this phone call is what kind of triggers you walking away from someone here. This is something very positive. This is communication, or just, it could also represent you just kind of being like, just really bold. And this is what we need here in order to kind of walk away from something or someone, in order to bring in something new, is that you have to be like, go out of your comfort zone and just kind of act from the heart. Really kind of relying on your inner fire to just kind of do the unexpected, because this will pay off for you. I feel that it's not going to be easy, and I already said that. We have the Five of Wands as a heart of the reading. This is the center of the reading, and this represents competition. I don't know why these general readings always turn into a love reading, but that's just what happens. And I feel like for some of you, there might be a situation where, it's next to the Lover's card, there's love here, the Lover's card, a very solid relationship, an exciting message, phone call, something being offered to you, walking away, competition. It could be that somebody tries to kind of win you over. Maybe someone new is interested in you. Maybe you're already in a relationship, or you're already married. Or it could be that, you know, you are the one interested in someone else. Maybe you are the Knight of Cups and you're interested in someone else that is already involved. And this just means that, you know, you're really going to have to hang in there and be very persistent and perhaps winning this person over. I feel like you will succeed, because the Lover's card comes up right after this. And this is the ultimate relationship card. This is a major arcana. And we do have 3 in this reading. You know, the Lovers represents a significant relationship. If this is not your life partner, it's a karmic soulmate, or it's your twin flame, this is a person that will play a huge and significant part of your life. So I feel like for some of you, you're being guided to this person. But it's not that easy. There's some type of conflict here. I feel like there are other people involved here. And it could be, like I said, competition. But for some of you, I'm getting that it might just be people that disagree with your choice of partner. Like, I think I've said this in the past few readings, that people might just kind of be surprised at who you want to date or who you're interested in, and think like, you know, like, what do you see in that person? They're not your type. And I feel like there's some type of conflict associated with a partner. Now down here, we have the King of Swords. You know, this might be your man. This might be the person who's interested in you. It might represent you. This would be an air sign, although, you know, it could be a male, but it could be also be a female. Don't be fooled by the king. But, you know, so it's a court card. It could be a person, but it could also represent clear thinking. I feel like, you know, this is about like opening up a world of possibilities for you as far as your love life. And I'm kind of focusing on that because of the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Lovers. I feel like this is having a clear mind. The King of Swords is a very logical thinker. He analyzes. He looks at like every single little detail, and nothing escapes him. And I feel like that's significant because we have the Seven of Swords. And this is something like someone pulling something on you. This means someone lying to you. Someone being jealous of you. I mean, it's so... My goodness, look at what we have in this reading. We have the Eight of Cups. Like I said, this is kind of walking away. This is having a change of heart and like leaving something or someone behind. More than likely someone. This is competition. And this is someone possibly lying or pulling or being dishonest with you. So, yeah, I feel like they're saying to kind of really pay attention to like what you're doing. I don't know. I'm guided to the Page of Wands. I feel like communication with people right now is important, especially if you're in the middle of some type of scenario like we see in this reading, where you are kind of interested in someone who's already with someone, or maybe this person is interested in you. I feel like they're saying to kind of like avoid this type of situation where you're kind of like doing something behind someone's back, or you're kind of lying or cheating. I feel like they're saying to kind of like be honest, because this is not a negative card. If anything, this is just kind of like everyone's just going after what they want. And right here, they're already telling us that someone is not happy with something. So I don't feel like whatever's going on in this reading is like someone stealing someone away, and the other person is like completely innocent. It just feels like someone just wasn't happy already, and it's kind of time to move on. And you know, there's a lot of excitement in your relationship, but there's also like some possible conflict with another person. That's why I feel that you have to really think things through carefully with the King of Swords here. Now, the reading ends with the Fool. So, yeah, they're telling you this is a new beginning. I'm also hearing like take a chance. And this is kind of an unusual depiction of the Fool. If you look at it, we see the woman. It's a woman in this deck, and she's kind of like emerging from this place here into the ocean. So I feel like this is an emotional experience. I've never seen the Fool depicted like this before. She's coming out into the ocean, and it is kind of like rough waters. So it's interesting that we start the reading with the Knight of Cups, which, like I said, is, you know, an emotional experience, a suit of water. And yet this is not the suit of water, but we see the Fool kind of emerging into the ocean, and it's kind of like rough waters. So I feel like it's a new beginning for you. Regarding a relationship, a new beginning in your love life, where they're saying it's not going to be easy, rough waters. And we already see that here in the Five of Wands and in the Seven of Swords, and even in the Eight of Cups. This is not easy. It's not easy to walk away from someone. You're really going to have to feel in control, which is why we have the Emperor. But I feel like this new beginning will pay off for you. You know, when we see the woman here, and she's definitely not sinking. She's kind of walking on water. I feel like this is kind of like a new beginning. Not only just a new beginning for you, because that is the Fool, but I feel like this is kind of like a miracle. This is like your chance to be happy. I feel like some of you may be in a situation where you're just not happy anymore. You're just not happy, and they're telling you here that it's time for you to move on to the situation here, this person perhaps that's coming into your life to really change everything. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the love reading. Okay, so let's get into the love reading, and this is for singles. Let's see what's coming up for you. Okay, so we have 9 cards, and let's see what they are. First card is the Moon. Page of Swords. 3 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Death. Definitely explains the weekly reading. 4 of Pentacles. King of Swords. Ooh, that's kind of interesting and weird, because we also have the King of Swords in the weekly reading in this same position. That's always weird when that happens. The Page of Pentacles. That's already 2 pages. And the 4 of Cups. Okay. So give me a moment to look this over and tie everything together. Now we start off the reading with the Moon. So Major Arcana, and this week you only have 2 in the love reading. The Moon is a particularly creepy card, not in a negative way, but it always means that you don't quite understand something. Like there's some piece of information that you're missing. This also is a card of fears and illusion, and like you're believing something that is not completely true. Whenever I see the moon, I always think, what is it that I'm not seeing? Because it always represents just kind of like a shadow of the truth. Considering that the Page of Swords is here, I feel like there's a lack of honesty when it comes to your love life, which is really interesting and weird because that was the same message that we had in the weekly reading. I feel like here you have, the Page of Swords. This could represent like communication as well. And I can't ignore the fact that we have 2 pages in this reading. So there might be someone that you really, you want to communicate with. And there could be, some fear, like you're afraid of calling this person. You're afraid of emailing this person because you think, oh, they don't want to talk to me. They're going to like ignore me, or they're going to tell me something I don't want to hear. I feel like that is far from the truth. This is joy, the 3 of Cups. This is a celebration. So I feel like either when you're honest with yourself or with another person, or when you communicate, something where you're kind of freaking out here from the moon. You're imagining like this person's going to ignore me. They're not interested. And in the end, you end up like thanking God that you had this idea to communicate with this person. This represents, like I said, a celebration. It represents marriage. So it could be that someone that you're interested in right now, someone that you really want to reach out to, because I mean like 2 pages, someone that you really want to reach out to, this will lead to success for you. And this is a marriage card, so this could be a potential life partner. Considering that the Death card is right in the middle, I feel like that could be the case for a lot of you. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. So because it's lined up with the moon, like I said, this could represent your fears. This could represent just kind of like an illusion, a false illusion of like what's going on in your love life. You may not accurately see what is going on in your love life. Because of this, things are moving kind of slow. The Knights are all about change and movement. And we did have the Knight of Cups as the first card in the weekly reading. But in the actual love reading, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And it just means that you're moving towards your next partner, or you're moving towards your life partner. This is change, but this is kind of like, slow progress. I feel like a lot of it is up to you and kind of moving past your fears. And whoever it is that you want to get in touch with or communicate, like, just do it. At the heart of the reading, for the love reading, we have Death. And I can't help but seeing this individual here. I mean, I've been using this deck for so long, and I've never noticed this figure. See if you can see that. He looks like the Hierophant, which kind of freaks me out because he was in the weekly reading and keeps coming up. So I feel like you're being guided. You're being guided to someone or take action. And they're telling you if you take action, which is like, I feel is the theme of this love reading for this week, this is going to lead to a life-altering event for you. And for a lot of you, like, yes, that life-altering event is marriage. It's marriage, it's children. For some of you, it could even be like relocation. You move, your life completely changes. But I feel like, the Death card, it means that before you can have this significant life-altering event, like there has to be a death of something. And we did have the 8 of Cups in the weekly reading. You have to kind of turn your back on something else, and that might even, be your own fears and worries. I feel that even though, there's this life-altering event and there's a desire probably to communicate with someone or reach out to someone, there's a possibility here of a relationship, there's fear again here. So just like, this ties in with the Moon card. This is you just kind of holding on to what you have. We see the person here kind of clutching his pentacles and like not moving, not letting go. So I feel like this might be you kind of rationalizing staying single. Yeah, and I feel like, look at what we have lined up here. I think this is a pretty crystal clear message. The 3 of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups. It's almost like they're telling you, do you want this marriage here, possible marriage? Do you want this happiness and this joy and the celebration? Or do you want to keep holding on to what you have? And that might be, your single life, your fears, your freedom. Not that you're going to lose your freedom if you're in a relationship, but this is definitely like fear and holding on to what you have, not taking chances. And again, I'm kind of skipping ahead here, but the 4 of Cups. they're almost like doing the same thing if you look at them. Like, you know, they're not budging, and neither of them look happy. So I feel like you have a chance for happiness, but you kind of have to take a chance doing something this week. And like I said, King of Swords, this card also came up in the weekly reading in the same exact spot, which is really bizarre because they are completely different decks. And for some of you, like, yes, it could be, you know, someone who is an air sign, and we do have other court cards here. I mean, we have a lot of court cards. Just kind of noticing that right now. You know, there is, you know, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, which would be like an air sign, an earth sign. There's 2 earth signs. Actually, 2 earth signs and 2 air signs. And for some of you, that might be, you know, the people you're being guided to, but not for everyone. I feel like this is, you know, it's lined up here with the Moon and the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like this is kind of moving past your fears for a lot of you. Moving past your fears from the Moon, and moving past your fears from the Four of Pentacles, like feeling the need to control. You know, like I have to control my life by maybe keeping everyone out or not changing things. Everything's working for me, so why go and change everything by, you know, looking for someone to bring into my life. This just means that you have to, I feel like they're saying, think things through carefully. There's an opportunity for you this week and probably beyond this week. Yeah, I feel like you're thinking. I feel like someone is doing kind of a lot of thinking, a lot of rationalizing. And some of this is good because you are kind of seeing that probably a lot of what's going on is just your fears. But also I'm getting, you know, kind of a conflicting message here that for some of you, you're analyzing too much when really you should be taking action. And like I said, here is another page. 2 pages in this reading which represent communication. So I feel like some of you are thinking of communicating with someone, but you're not doing this out of fear. You're just kind of feeling unhappy about the situation. You're not feeling very hopeful. You're not seeing something that's kind of being like offered to you. I feel like this is being offered to you by the universe. Remember that we started the weekly reading with the Knight of Cups, which represents love being offered to you. And that's kind of similar to this card, except that this person is not really receiving because they're just in a really unhappy place. So I feel like it's kind of up to you this week to take action. There's someone that you want to communicate with. Come out of your shell, let go of your fears. I also feel like I want to go back to this card really quick, the Page of Pentacles. This means like really like studying your situation, like even studying yourself. Like, do you see like any like repeating patterns? Like, you know, as soon as you get close to someone, do you change your phone number? Do you stop answering the phone? Do you begin to pull away? I feel like this is kind of noticing certain, you know, behavior patterns when it comes to relationships that maybe are working against you. Now let me take a quick look at this reading, see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, here down the middle, the 2 pages, which to me, like I said, communication. Communication with someone that, you know, you want to reach out to leads to a significant life-changing event for you. You just have to take action. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the love reading for couples. Okay, so let's get into the reading for couples. I decided to pull entirely different cards. Let's just see how it works this week. See if we get an entirely different message or something that is similar to the reading for singles. Okay, so the first card is 4 of Cups, which we had in the reading for singles. Okay. 2 of Swords. Eight of Wands. Seven of Wands. Page of Cups. The Magician. The Seven of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles. Okay, so something's like definitely going on with couples this week. Let me look at these cards, tune into them, and see what they want to tell us. Let me see if you can see everything in here. Yeah, there's something like challenging going on for couples this week, and it's going down here, down this side of the reading. The Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Cups. I feel like this is something like very challenging. It's almost like, you know, this is sounding a lot like the reading that I did for singles. They might be sending me a message to just use the same cards, because we had the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands is similar. This just means that you really have to stand up for yourself. There's confusion and you're kind of like not happy in your relationship. Something's going on where you're not happy. Let me just start from the first card. Four of Cups. It just means that something's going on where you're not happy and you feel like something's missing. And you might even be feeling like you might deserve better than you're getting. Yeah, and usually like the Four of Cups, it means that you're kind of withdrawing. You're withdrawing away from other people. So you might kind of be like not communicating with your partner. I feel like you have a lot on your mind based on the other cards around this. And yeah, I feel like for some reason like there's challenges this week in relationships. Some of it is this Two of Swords. There has to be some type of decision, and I do remember that this card came up in Doreen Virtue's weekly reading this week. This is a decision that has to be made, and I feel like for some of you, I mean, it's a general reading, so it's kind of hard to tell. I feel like for some of you, like, you have to kind of make this decision. Like, for some of you, it's you have to decide, is this person bringing you the happiness that you deserve? If not, it's time, it's time to move on. You do have, at the heart of the reading, you have the Page of Cups, which represents, either a new love or rekindling a relationship. This is you kind of taking control of things. So I feel like things can be worked out, but there's a lot of confusion and challenges and some type of decision that has to be made that you don't want to see. It could be you, but I'm getting that for a lot of you, like it's your partner. You're waiting for your partner, your husband, your spouse, your significant other to come around. They may not be, ready to make some type of decision. I feel like this has been taking like a long time. I feel like someone's been waiting for someone to decide. Like, for marriages, like you've been waiting for the relationship to heal, or for those of you who are dating and you've been in a committed relationship for years, you're not happy because perhaps you've been waiting for this relationship to become like something a little bit more permanent or more committed. I feel like the decision is made. Here's a lot of change. I feel like there's a lot of change around your relationship right now, a lot of excitement. And this is definitely like not the energy from this card here. This is unhappiness and feeling like something's missing. There's a decision right in the middle of this. So on the other side of this decision is a lot of excitement. After a time of being in this, basically like this energy of the Two of Swords, of not seeing anything happen. So I feel like someone in the relationship has to make some type of really emotional decision. And this leads to a lot of change and just a lot of movement in your love life. I feel like this is something that, you really have to speak about. You have the Seven of Wands, which means that you really have to stand up to other people. So your partner may not be ready for this move, whatever it is. They may not be ready to make this decision. And so this may mean that, especially for those who are married, that, you know, there are issues perhaps that, you know, are not talked about. And I don't know, this just feels like you have to confront someone. You know, it's a general reading, so you might be confronting someone else about your marriage, someone interfering, or you're confronting your partner about something that has been going on for a long time that has been causing you a lot of unhappiness, which is here, and a lot of confusion here. But, you know, at the heart of the reading there is love. So that's very nice to see. And I feel like, you know, they're telling you in either way that you're surrounded by love. So if this reading like is really resonating with you, I feel like for the majority of you, you can work this relationship out or make this marriage work. And if not, they're telling you that there still is a significant relationship for you, waiting for you. We did have the Lovers card in the weekly reading, and this card represents a new love or rekindling an old relationship. Seeing these two cards on either side of it tells me that if you want to, you know, rekindle your relationship, you're really going to have to fight for it. You're really going to have to stand up to someone, and you're really going to have to feel like you are in control. The Magician. This is all about you creating your own reality, which means that you're not giving in to these feelings of the Four of Cups, feeling like everything is lost, or just feeling really unhappy and miserable. You know, it's the only major arcana in this reading, and it's a really powerful one, the Magician. It just means that you can make magic happen. So even if your relationship or your marriage feels like it's going downhill, you have the power to change that by really standing up for yourself and maybe, you know, forcing your partner to make a decision, really confronting them about this decision. And this will bring a lot of change and rekindle your relationship, but it has to be you that really like gets the ball rolling. Like I said here, Seven of Cups, a lot of confusion. I feel like for some of you, like there's a lot of like scenarios that you're playing out in your head. Like you don't really know like what to think about your relationship anymore, or you don't know what to think about your marriage. There may be things going on that have you confused, like you don't know where you stand, or you don't know what is happening in your marriage. Is this something that you have to bring up? And then the next card is the Ten of Pentacles. Again, you know, this is a very encouraging card because it is a card of marriage. It's a card of family and children and stability, especially stability. It is lined up here, you know, with the Page of Cups. So it's significant, especially, you know, the Two of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. They're telling you you can have this stability. You can have this happy home life, this really solid foundation with your partner, children or future children, and also, you know, financial stability. You can rekindle your relationship, but there's some type of decision that has to be made. And, you know, we end the reading with the Three of Pentacles. So this is you just kind of being rewarded for everything that you've done. And I feel like, you know, seeing it's lined up with the Magician, I feel like they're saying that this is something that you have to do. And like I said, I felt like this was you kind of being the one to really kind of stand up to your partner and letting them know that, hey, everything is not fine here. Something has to change, because this is a card of being rewarded for all your hard effort. So I feel like there has to be some effort, huge effort on your part to bring something to light, to bring you out of this place of unhappiness and indecision, confusion, just kind of really speaking up for yourself. I feel like you definitely have the power to kind of make some type of like magic happen in your relationship, especially for those that you really feel like it's not going to work out. They're telling you that it is not hopeless. Okay, everyone, this has been your weekly reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next week.